What's your explanation for why the firecracker ban that you had introduced, which you publicized as much as you did, you tried to ensure that people would follow it, it wasn't followed? It was almost as if people didn't care about the ban that your government had placed.
It is unfortunate that, in parts of Delhi we did see firecrackers being burst. But what is more unfortunate, Rahul, is that lawmakers, senior members of parliament, elected twice, thrice, of the Bharatiya Janata Party, openly instigated people to burn firecrackers. They in fact appealed to the people of Delhi and to the people of North India to burn firecrackers. I think this is, something that should be condemned.
Crackers are not responsible for much of the pollution in Delhi. Now, you have said yourself that burning residual crops has gone up by some 36%. That 36% of pollution and PM2 material is because of the crop. What have they done about the burning of the crop? Now, both the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party are playing politics, pointing finger at each other and hurting the health of the people of New Delhi.
Law enforcement agencies and officials had taken a Diwali break. The law was being violated under their nose, in front of their eyes, and it almost as if the cops didn't care.
Do you think it is possible for SHOs to go around? How you have one SHO in areas constitutes about lakhs of people. You have to go through a QR code, you have to go through a hologram, the advanced security features, otherwise very, very difficult to detect. Can a Havaldar or a constable can do all these things? First of all, can this kind of offense, like in Chennai, 891 cases under 286 IPC, that is negligent act, was committed? Does it make any difference?
If I compare it to the last year when we were in a practically a lockdown kind of a situation, staying indoors as much as possible, wearing masks at all times, the number of cases of people coming in with respiratory allergies, asthma, cold, flu were definitely much lesser then as compared to this year now. In the last 1 week, 10 days or so, we've been seeing a constant rise in the number of cases. Even if it is in terms of 5 or 10%.
My point is simple. There has been a colossal breakdown of enforcement, so of the executive, of legislature, and of course the politicians who will only fight amongst each other. We have the Prime Minister who is not just the head of, who's not just the leader of the BJP, but also the Prime Minister of the entire country. I think the onus should have been on him.
There are practical, realistic solutions, and it should be built by consensus. It should not be like something demonizing the entire people who burn firecrackers as something bad, something illiberal, something regressive. This kind of a fake narrative campaign has been going from our liberal friends, which in turn provokes Hindus, which in turn provoke people who believes in Dharma and people who want to celebrate Diwali. So if there is a retaliation from them, they cannot be blamed.
Might have heard the chief economic advisor saying, look, I'm sticking to the fact that we are in a V-shaped economic recovery. The data is showing that. So skeptics like you, according to him, have been proven wrong. You've got selection bias. You're being governed presumably more by politics than economics. How do you respond?
So the recovery, that has taken place after April, May last year had been a gradual recovery. Now if you look at quarter by quarter data, you say it's V-shaped. But if you look at month by month recovery, it's a shallow recovery. Okay. Then we again had a dip now again, and then from that dip we are recovering again, and this time the recovery is stronger than what it was last year. So certainly the things are looking better at this point than last year.
The government in the last week has been drumming up this feeling, look at the data points when it comes to manufacturing, look at the data points when it comes to GST collections, the economy is back on track. Is it really back on track?
Rajdeep, for 75 years we have focused on distributing pie equally. In essence, we have made everyone poor. Now we are making an attempt to grow the pie so that it can be distributed equally over a period of time. When businesses say that we are down 70% compared to 2019, shouldn't GST collection be down that much? But our GST collection is second highest in the history since its introduction. So there is a contradiction between what people are making.
There are four engines. Today what we are seeing is consumption has done well in September, October, which is because of the pent-up demand situation. Investment is lagging. You look at CMI data up to September, it shows that the new announcements for investment is probably at an all-time low in the last 10 years. So it means that people are not investing. The limited amount of investment is coming from the central government. States are still a bit careful when it comes to spending. So even the government has not gone into any fiscal stimulus.
Industrialized states of this country are seeing lower unemployment and obviously therefore much better output and consumption as a consequence. But and I say this with a lot of caution, please don't get me wrong, some of the Bimaru states, frankly, are showing that the migrant labor force, which used to go to other states for employment, is still not going back. Therefore, the rate of unemployment in those states is higher. There is therefore a divide that is coming through very clearly on the urban versus rural, better off states versus lesser better off states.